Agriculture in the Classroom seeks to improve student knowledge of agriculture by applying authentic, agricultural-based content as the context to teach core curriculum concepts in science, social studies, language arts, and nutrition. In an effort to further deepen the partnership from the grassroots, Cabinet Office directed Executive Office of the President on Tuesday the 17th of September 2024 that the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, and Forestry to establish a more robust framework for community-based forest associations to further empower local communities in forest conservation efforts. National Landscape and Ecosystem Restoration Strategy 2023 to 2032, which aims to plant 15 billion trees. Cabinet acknowledged with appreciation the growing partnership between the public and private sectors in advancing the tree planting campaign. Welcome to SUYA e-learning for food security, climate change, school feeding program, nutrition education for all. When you have bad governance and poor accountability from your local government leaders, then you are doomed to live under control of cartels and fools. We hope you subscribe to our channel YouTube at SUYA Mombasa and share this links with your friends or family. What are the goals of the SDGs in Vision 2030? The SDGs are a bold commitment to finish what we started and end poverty in all forms and dimensions by 2030. This involves targeting the most vulnerable, increasing basic resources and services, and supporting communities affected by conflict and climate-related disaster. What are the 5 pillars of Vision 2030? The economic, social and political pillars of Kenya Vision 2030 will be anchored on the following foundations: macroeconomic stability, continuity in governance reforms, enhanced equity and wealth creation opportunities for the poor, infrastructure, energy, science, technology and land reform, human. 34 African heads of state and government along with scores of ministers and international partners came together in Dakar to mobilize investment and move forward plans to harness Africa's immense agricultural potential. Technology is key to transformation. Many of the presidents at Dakar too said that technology was key to increasing farmer yields across Africa. Although 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land is in Africa, smallholders would not need to cut down forests if they were able to increase the productivity on their existing farms. The extensive channeling and burrowing by earthworms loosens and aerates the soil and improves soil drainage. Soils with earthworms drain up to 10 times faster than soils without earthworms. In zero-till soils, where worm populations are high, water infiltration can be up to 6 times greater than in cultivated soils. Can worms be beneficial? Mutualistic helminths help regulate immune function, stimulating our body to build regulatory networks of immune cells that decrease general inflammation without hurting our immune system's ability to respond to danger. The parameter effective rooting depth, or the depth of the effective root zone, is defined as the potential depth down to which, in dry years, plant roots can take up the maximum amount of plant available water from the soil. What is the effective root zone depth of different crops? Effective root zone is the depth within which most crop roots are concentrated, estimated as 100 cm for wheat, maize, barley, and canola, as 60-70 cm for peas, as 120 cm for alfalfa. What is a healthy root zone? Explanation of plant root zones, watering the root zone in. Roots are the starting point of a plant. Water and nutrients are pulled up from the oxygenated soil around the roots, called the root zone, and pumped into all the aerial parts of the plant. A proper and healthy plant root zone is spread out past the drip line of a plant. What is the importance of water in farming? Water serves as a carrier for essential nutrients that plants need for growth. The quality of water determines not only the presence of these nutrients, but also their availability to plants. Poor water quality can hinder the absorption of vital elements, leading to nutrient deficiencies and What agriculture uses the most water? Some of the most popular, water-intensive crops include rice, sugarcane, corn, cotton, wheat. Native to tropical America, papaya originates from southern Mexico and Central America. Papaya is also considered native to southern Florida, introduced by predecessors of the Calusa no later than AD 300. Spaniards introduced papaya to the Old World in the 16th century. Papaya contain 50+ amino acids and several enzymes, including papain, a proteolytic enzyme that has an anti-inflammatory effect on the stomach, including swelling and fever that can develop post-surgery. Papaya fruits contain adequate amounts of non-volatile organic acids such as citric acid, fumaric acid, malic acid, succinic acid, and tartaric acid. Planting culture. Planting of papaya is carried out at the commencement of a rainy season. Prior to that, holes are dug in the summer months about a fortnight before planting. The seedlings are planted in holes of 60 by 60 by 60 centimeters size. The holes are filled with topsoil along with 20 kg manure. Tall and vigorous varieties are planted at greater spacing, while medium and dwarf ones at closer spacing. In India, a spacing of 1.8 by 1.8 m. Climate and wind factor. It is a tropical fruit plant best grown in warm areas, plenty of sunlight. It needs adequate moisture and even distribution of rainfall throughout the year and cannot withstand strong winds. Soil. Papaya grows best in sunlight, well-drained soil rich in organic. Deep clay soils that are prone to water logging should be avoided. Papaya grows best at pH 6.0 to 6.5, but can tolerate pH up to 5.8 to 7.0. Susceptibilities to boron deficiency and nematode infestation are two major problems encountered on sandy soils. There will come a time when only those that know how to plant will be eating. Chief Oran Lions. If you like African food systems content, please subscribe and share our channel with your friends and family. Or if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you make sure to never miss our weekly presentation podcast. Agriculture is tool to create health, wealth, shelter, protect environment, food, nutrition and basic skills development for our local communities.
Fruit growing in Uganda is increasingly gaining prominence as more and more people get into the healthy practice of eating fruits regularly. Many farmers are therefore turning to fruit growing, and the dividends are quite real. Pawpaw is one of the fruits that are very much on demand and have a ready market among fruit salad vendors. Many large markets have well-stocked fruit stalls, and pawpaws are among the most sought-after fruits in Uganda. Amidst the heavy downpour, the NBS agribusiness team took to the road and visited Richard Sepuya, one of the most successful pawpaw farmers in Kapeka, Nakaseke district. Sepuya, a researcher and consultant with Crop Farms Uganda, says the need to help out new and fresh farmers is what prompted him to start his company. It is right here in Kapeka where Sepuya's pawpaw project sits on 2 acres. He took us through these unique varieties of pawpaws imported from Indonesia. This is Richard Sepuya's story.
Papaya leaf contains calcium, iron, magnesium, potassium, manganese, zinc caprine, pseudocarpane, dihydroceramide, choline, carnosine, vitamin C and E, flavanols, tannins, nicotine, prunin, cyanogenic glycoside. Benefit of papaya in the body. It is also used in soft drinks, jams, ice cream flavoring, crystallized fruit. Ripe papaya is used for papaya juice. Unripe papaya, green papaya, is frequently boiled and served as vegetable. Young leaves are cooked and eaten like spinach in the East Indies. Papaya gives you glowing skin. Helps in digestion. Papaya leaves increase the appetite in your body and cures menstrual pain. Heals wounds and prevents from blood clots. It controls bowel movements. It has anti-cancer properties. It protects heart, carmine. It is used for weight loss treatment. IPB9 California is the latest commercial hybrid papaya hemihedrite, bisexual, variety being cultivated worldwide. Presently it has been cultivated in major papaya growing countries like Brazil, Chile, USA, Australia and countries of Southeast Asia and subcontinent. Researched and developed by California Agriculture University, USA. But in recent years some growers and seed breeders from Malaysia and Indonesia brought its seeds from country of origin, USA, and changed its name from IPB 9 California to IPB 9 Calina. After its excellent results in field trial and cultivated papaya growing countries, it became the first choice of the farmers and growers worldwide in a very short time. Red Lady is a self-fertile hybrid whose fruits often weigh 1.5 to 2 kilograms. The dwarf tree starts to flower and set fruit during its second year when the plant reaches 4 foot tall. Green papaya shredded and used in salads or stews. Grow in full sun and well-drained soil. Sugar content in Red Lady papaya fruit is about 14 brix I.E 14%. Manuring and fertilizer application. The nutrition for papaya differs from other fruit crops because of its quick growth, continuous fruiting habit and higher yield. NPK, 25 hours 25 minutes and 50 seconds GE plant, FYM 10 kg a plant, UHS, Bagelcott. G in each of Asperillum and Phosphorus bacterium at planting and again after 6 months of planting. Deficiency of lime, zinc and boron has often been observed in papaya orchards. Spraying of 0.5% zinc sulfate and 1 spray of borax, 0.1%, may be done depending upon the nutrient status of. After transplanting, make sure the plants get adequate water every 2 to 3 days until they are well established. Water the papaya plants regularly, especially when the climate is hot or dry, to prevent growth retardation, flower abortion, and dropping of young fruits. We can use method of drip irrigation for efficient use of water. Requires 12 gallons of water per serving. Red Lady, Gynodioecious line. Early, 8 to 9 months, vigorous and high-yielding hybrid variety. Potential yield equals 120 t/ha. 2-year productive life cycle. 50 to 120 fruits tree. Average fruit weight equal 5 to 2 kilograms. Semi-dwarf height. Begins to bear fruit at 50 to 80 centimeters. Fruit quality: thick, firm, red flesh, great tasting, aromatic and very sweet, 13 to 14% sugar content. Highly tolerant to papaya ring spot virus. Carica papaya. Honeydew tree melon. This giant herbaceous plant is very fast growing, bearing flowers and then fruit within a year of planting. Cultivated in most tropical countries, the ripe fruit is usually eaten raw and the unripe green fruit cooked in curries and stews. The fruit is high in, it can be used to make jellies. Fruit is used medicinally to aid digestion, lower inflammation, and improve healing. The pulped fruit is also said to make a great face mask. Floral biology. Dioecious papaya produces male and female flowers separately on different plants, while Gynodioecious produces both male and female flowers on the same plant. Another dehiscence was completed within 18 to 36 hours before the flowers opened, and the stigma becomes receptive a day before the flowers open for 6 days. Story, 1958, reported 8 categories of flowers in papaya, morphological sex forms. Staminate, produced by male plant. Tetralogical staminate, produced by sex-reversing male plants. Reduced elongate, produced by hermaphrodite. Elongata, produced by hermaphrodite plants, referred to as normal bisexual flower. Carpalodic elongata, produced by hermaphrodite plants. Carpalodic pentandria, produced by hermaphrodites plants. Pistillate, produced by female plants. Male flower. Stamen arrangement in the male flowers is the same as in the hermaphrodite flower, surrounding a rudimentary pistil or pistil lobe. In some cases, due to genetic or environmental causes, some of the dominant flowers within the inflorescence may have fully developed pistils, resulting in a hermaphroditic flower and an fruit-bearing phenotype. Female flower. Female papaya flowers have 5 free petals and a rounded superior ovary that is 5 carpal late and hollow and exhibits parietal placentation. In contrast to the hermaphroditic plants, females are completely stable, and their flowers do not appear to undergo sex-environmental fluctuations. Is Epsom salt good for papaya? Remedy this by mixing 1 tablespoon of natural, organic, Epsom salts per 1 liter warm water and spray the plant leaves with this to give them a magnesium-rich, foliar feed once a month until the problem is resolved, and once every 3 months thereafter to help stay them in good health. What do you do when they turn yellow? The yellow leaves are the result of low chlorophyll production. Chlorophyll is what gives the green color to leaves and allows the use of sunlight for food and energy production. The most common nutrient problem associated with chlorosis is lack of iron, but yellowing may also be caused by manganese, zinc, or nitrogen deficiency. Cow urine contains microbes which help in photosynthesis. It also makes food more palatable for the microbes.
FertiPro is an innovative blend of specialized strains of beneficial microorganisms, specifically designed to enhance plant health and growth through a synergistic mechanism. At the heart of FertiPro are lactobacillus bacteria, various bacillus species, and fungal species such as Phanerochaete and Trichoderma. Each of these microorganisms plays a pivotal role in promoting plant vitality, improving nutrient uptake, and providing robust protection against diseases, ultimately leading to healthier and more productive plants. One of the most significant advantages of FertiPro lies in its ability to enhance nutrient cycling and availability in the soil. Bacillus species, including Bacillus amylolicfaciens, Bacillus subtilis, and Bacillus velazensis, are renowned for their capacity to solubilize essential nutrients such as phosphorus and potassium. These nutrients are critical for plant growth, yet they often exist in forms that are not readily available to plants. By converting these nutrients into plant-available forms, Bacillus species significantly improve the nutrient status of plants. Additionally, these microorganisms play a vital role in nitrogen fixation, further enhancing the nutrient profile available to crops. Complementing the efforts of Bacillus species, Lactobacillus strains excel at
By sucking plant sap and secreting honeydew, whitefly reduces the aesthetic value of crops. This is particularly important in ornamentals. The honeydew deposited on fruit makes it sticky. Dirt adheres to the fruit, and the growth of sooty molds, Cladosporium spp, is encouraged. Papaya mealybug, Paracoccus marginatus, is the most important and damaging insect pest species attacking papaya in Kenya. In addition, it feeds on various crops, fruits, and ornamental plants, most of which are of high economic value in Kenya's agricultural sector, such as chili pepper, mango, citrus, cassava, avocado, and coffee. The mealybugs cause damage by inserting their stylets into fruits, leaves, and stems, directly feeding on the plant's vascular system and depleting the sap. Whitefly damage. The larvae need a lot of nutrients for growth, and thus consume a large quantity of plant sap. This contains a high proportion of sugar, and the excess is excreted as honeydew, with larger larvae expelling large quantities. This can have the following consequences. If the population is very on plant sap, can affect the physiology of the plant, as a result of which growth is retarded. In full sunlight, leaves can wilt and drop. Such leaf damage can in turn influence the development of fruit and lead to a reduction in yield. How do you stop white flies? White fly, how to identify and get rid of ways. Use yellow sticky traps. For indoor or outdoor infestations, yellow sticky traps can detect and control pests. Whiteflies are attracted to the yellow color and become stuck to the glue-like substance. This remedy also works for other pests including aphids, fungus gnats, and thrips. What is the best natural killer for mealybugs? Rubbing alcohol, 70% isopropyl alcohol, is a highly effective natural mealybug killer. Mix a diluted solution of 1 part alcohol to 3 parts water in a spray bottle, then spray down the entire plant. You can also add a squirt of dish soap for maximum effectiveness. What are mealybugs attracted to? Mealybugs are drawn to plants that are abundant in liquids that they prefer to feed on. As a result, mealybugs can cause extensive damage to citrus trees and other commercial crops like mango. Neem oil insecticides applied directly on mealybugs suppression, especially against younger nymphs that have less wax accumulation. Be sure to test for phytotoxicity of these materials prior to treatment as well. Trichoderma is a very effective biological mean for plant disease management, especially the soil-borne related diseases. It is a free-living fungus, which is common in soil and root ecosystems. Can trichoderma be sprayed on leaves? Foliar application. Trichoderma can also be applied to the leaves of plants as a foliar spray. This method is useful for controlling foliar pathogens, such as powdery mildew, and for stimulating plant growth and enhancing the plant's defense responses. Can we mix trichoderma with insecticide? Trichoderma showed good compatibility, 100%, with insecticides, imidacloprid, spinosad, chlorantraniliamide and aseptate, fungicides, potassium phosphonate and phostyl aluminium, and fertilizers, urea, urea granules, single superphosphate, muriate of potash and micronutrient mixture. Brix is a measure of sugar content, and when it comes to plants, the higher the Brix value, the healthier and more pest and disease resistant the crop. To give a rundown of the science and significance of Brix and how gardeners can raise the Brix of their plants, my guest this week is entomologist and Brix expert Thomas M. Dijkstra, Ph.D. Solutions to infections and attacks. Remember that these fungi and pests are attracted to plants with a low pH. Calcium, lime, soft carbon, and microbes for plant growth and soil health. Calcium is the insect's enemy. Young leaves have less calcium than spur leaves, so the aphids go after them. Eliminating pest and disease. Increase mineral uptake and balance with silicic acid. Raise the internal pH of the plant by providing more bioavailable forms of calcium and potassium. Increase the Brix level by providing absorbable L-amino acids and increasing mineralization within plant. Neem bioenzymes were found to be effective against pest on Tulsi plant. The main active compound found in neem leaves are azadirachtin, nimbolide, and solanin. Azadirachtin is a composite tetranortriterpenoid limonoid which is having pesticidal, antifeedant, oviposition inhibitor and repellent properties. It interrupts with the growth and development of insect and hinders with the synthesis of insect molting hormone, ecdysone, and stops the molting and metamorphosis process, causing the death of the insect. Two active elements of nimbolide are nimbolide B and nimbic acid, which are known to have herbicidal properties. Solanin acts as insect growth regulators and mimics like insect hormones and damages the growth and reproduction of insects. It also acts as an antifeedant. Chaudhary et al., 2017.
Many strains of Boveria bassiana are found worldwide in the soil. They control insects by growing on them, secreting enzymes that weaken the insect's outer coat, and then getting inside the insect and continuing to grow, eventually killing the infected pest. Live fungi are used to combat insect pests of crop plants and to control the growth of weeds. Boveria bassiana is an entomopathogen that infects a huge variety of insects and is used to control crop infestations by aphids, thrips, and whitefly. Using Boveria bassiana for insect management. Boveria bassiana is a fungus which causes a disease known as the white muscardine disease in insects. When spores of this fungus come in contact with the cuticle, skin, of susceptible insects, they germinate and grow directly through the cuticle to the inner body of their host. Here the fungus proliferates throughout the insect's body, producing toxins and draining the insect of nutrients, eventually killing it. Therefore, unlike Bacter,
many strains of Boveria bassiana are found worldwide in the soil. They control insects by growing on them, secreting enzymes that weaken the insect's outer coat, and then getting inside the insect and continuing to grow, eventually killing the infected pest. What is Boveria bassiana used for? Boveria bassiana is an entomopathogen that infects a huge variety of insects and is used to control crop infestations by aphids, thrips, and whitefly. The fungus is cultured in solid-state fermentation and formulations of its canidia are sprayed on plants as an emulsion or a wettable powder. The cassava mealybug is pinkish in color. Its body is surrounded by very short filaments and covered with a fine coating of wax. Adults are 0.5 to 1.4 millimeters long. This mealybug does not have males. Females live for about 20 days and lay 400 eggs in average. How do you control cassava mealybugs? Biopesticides, such as extract of neem seed oil, are recommended for controlling whiteflies, mealybugs, and variegated grasshoppers. Whitefly and mealybug numbers can also be reduced with sticky traps and by spraying plants with soapy water. There will come a time when only those that know how to plant will be eating. Chief Oran Lions. If you like African food systems content, please subscribe and share our channel with your friends and family, or if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you make sure to never miss our weekly presentation podcast. Agriculture is tool to create health, wealth, shelter, protect environment, food, nutrition and basic skills development for our local communities.